Well, I became a reader myself through Enid Blyton, really. Enid Blyton and the Beano, of course. When I was about 6, 7, 8, I read probably every Secret 7 book, and then I moved on to Famous 5. And it was rather like a subtle reading scheme, in as far as I really was motivated. I loved reading those adventure books. I read them again and again and again. They were all at the same level. They gave me really good practice. And so when I was looking at adventure stories, I dug back in and actually I chose out The Castle of Adventure, classic Enid Blyton stuff. Nobody would pretend that this was great literature, but when you're 7 or 8 years old, it's a cracking good read. And we want to turn children on to reading. Therefore, we have to have materials which they love. And children like a well-paced adventure story. Anthony Horowitz, lots and lots of teachers will be very, very aware of Anthony Horowitz's Stormbreaker series for slightly older children. Grewsome Grange, wonderful stuff, very, very funny. And Books for Keeps described it as hilarious, and it is indeed. It's a good laugh, great writing, fantastic stuff. I recently came across this, Malmander. Well, that's an exciting story. A couple of kids, strong, as we get so often today, strong female and male leads, very exciting, slightly dark, a creature that lives in the depths of the sea that comes out to strike. That's a great read. You could read that one actually to a class in the same way that you probably could this, but I'd want them on the shelf as well for children to dip into. The Polar Bear Explorers Club, wonderful adventure too. Alex Bell, that's new. Cat Wolf Investigates, Lawrence St. John. Now, Lawrence St. John has written a lot of very exciting adventure stories. I'd want the whole lot, all of them, on the shelf there for children to read. Exciting. And really, I suppose, a bit like a modern Enid Blyton writer, in the same way that Emma Carroll is. Very exciting stuff, will absolutely grip children. Now, Anglo-Saxon boy, Tony Bradman, this has become a really popular book in many, many classrooms, particularly if you're studying history in that era. But an exciting read in its own right. I don't think books have to necessarily fit in with topics. What we want is books that children are going to enjoy reading. This one caught my attention, partly I think because of the cover, The Children of Castle Rock. Emma Carroll told me that she stayed up all night reading this particular book. But just look at the cover and you can see, as soon as you look at that, you think, oh, I want to read that. That looks like an exciting adventure. We get so many of these stories where children, for one reason or another, are cast away from the adults and they have to go and seek something or other, a lost parent perhaps, and thrilling adventure, edge of the seat material. So many other great books here in this vein, all the way down to Oliver and the Seawigs, Philip Reeve and Sarah McIntyre. And again, these ones are illustrated on virtually every single page, which holds the young reader's attention. Philip Reeve, he wrote Mortal Engines, fantastic fantasy science fiction story for older children. And this would be a good way into introducing a great author, which they're going to look forward to meeting again when they get older. So we need books that are in series. We need to introduce them to a range of different authors so that they can begin to grow and develop taste for themselves, comedy, adventure, fantasy, and they can become a reader in their own right. I don't think you're really a reader, you know, until you actually go off and start choosing your own books, developing your own taste. But of course the teacher's role is to broaden it out, suggest other things. So as teachers, we need to be familiar with a range of books as well. So there we are, we've got adventure stories on the shelf, absolutely essential to every single classroom.